higher the roof, the more bigger it looks.
Yes.
Watching Arvin Hadad's reactionary work on Stephen Ndukwu's Igbo Mansions video, you observe subtle criticism of many of those houses, mainly around two things: looking at the roof.
The sacrifice they're making to show off the roof completely, architecturally speaking, affects not just the look of the house.
And how a lot of these buildings are basically copying outright European architecture.
It would be cool to see future Nigerians using some elements in their culture.
But are these assertions actually true? Or are we actually missing something here? Well, let's get into it. Once you see the greatest Nigerian skyline is usually this kind of soaring roof. You usually find it in most parts of the country, especially in the southern parts of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, it has become a typical cultural sensation with the Igbos, as you can see with the Igbo Mansion video. The elites among the Igbo groups literally do this kind of soaring roof on their village mansions. But far from it, it's not an Igbo-only thing. In fact, it's literally a southern Nigerian thing, which go way back into history. You see, soaring roof is really a Nigerian thing, probably than any part of the world, and quite different from the vaulted and gable roofings of Europe's palaces and cathedrals. It is rather deep in culture and environment. Take a look at these pre-colonial Nigerian pictures. The common thing in all these pictures is the hyperloftness of these building roofs, like they really go high up, sometimes twice the height of the main structure below. Take a look at this ancient Yoruba palace, or this ancient Igbo temple. Interestingly, these spaces aren't reserved for artists or what you can call storage rooms as you can find in classical European architecture. These small spaces are created in the roofs for a good reason. You see, being in a tropical region, it tends to really get hot in peak seasons. So in ancient Nigerians would build their houses with high-ups, absorbing the heat from the sun, while the building itself remains cool. A design philosophy that is rational and more effective even to date. Under influence of this architecture is the surrounding cosmology of many of these societies, mainly inspired by sacred geometry, which was part of the religious worldview of ancient world civilizations like Egypt, Greece, Rome, India, etc. It is based on the belief that the supreme being of all beings is the geometry of the world. And according to some sources, three linear structural elements connected together at their endpoints form a rigid frame, which is a fundamental engineering principle. This triad, in a straight terms, expresses a rigid structure and demonstrates stability within creation by virtue of the principle. All subsequent steps in creation contains this triangle, contains belief, a reason why many prominent ancient temples were built in this manner. Hey wait, I'm sure you're already enjoying this video. We'd love to get a like, also press the subscribe button and turn the notification bell so you can always get to see great contents like this. Back to the video. Then as a status symbol, obviously because those kind of roofings weren't cheap and were labor intensive, you had to be well-to-do or a noble person to mobilize our buffers. And even today in the contemporary, you've got to have deep pockets to raise those roofs high. So it's also a status symbol. So can we confidently say that these are mainly inspired by European architecture? Not really. The building philosophy, which includes the roofing style and the building structure, is more or less the same thing, or quite different building materials. So some indication here, this building architecture is also African. In fact, more African than this, and this. On to the next video. Stay in the loop.